You are listening to the Horse Radio Network, part of the Equine Network family.
What a beautiful day for horses in the morning.
You are listening to the #1 horse podcast in the world. Here is your entertaining look at the horse world and the people in it.
Well, I'm Glenn the Geek in Ocala, Florida.
And I'm Jamie Jennings in Norman, Oklahoma. You're listening to Horses in the Morning on the Horse Radio Network for Friday, February 21st, episode 3632, brought to you today by Kentucky Performance Products. Good morning, horse people.
Well, Jamie, I have this never-ending cold that everybody has, and I remember when you had it. How long did your cough last? Because
oh my God, I felt like I coughed for a month straight.
God. If I get through today's show, it'll be lucky. So
I'm proud of you for trying.
Oh,
Good
my
job.
God, it just never ends. Anyway, today we're going to learn how to be part of the HRN Virtual Tevis Team. Plus, poet Linda Drattell is going to tell us about her book, The Lighter Side of Horse Manure, and some really bad ads. Plus, in the Auditor post show, I found this Reddit thread that's been updated called Are Horse Girls Crazy and Should I Date One? So I have some of the most funny responses there. We'll do that in the post show.
The answer is yes. Yes.
You guys do have a reputation, let me tell you. So you were doing something fun with Anna.
I did, yeah. So yesterday, Lucas went to school and Anna was remote because it has just been so cold and icy and disgusting here. And Chad is on a trip. So we decided, girl day, we're going to watch some girl horse movies. So we started Seabiscuit last night. We only got halfway through that because we had already watched Secretariat. And, ooh, good Lord, I have seen that movie 27 times and still cries through the whole dang thing. It's crazy. And I'm like, it's so Disney. Like, what?
It
You're
is
not
Disney.
smooching a stallion in the nose, like it's not happening, but it still gets me every damn time. Oh my God.
I don't remember how many fake Whinneys were in it, but there had to be some.
I just wish that people would understand that horses don't whinny when they're galloping.
Or when their mouth is closed and they're eating. That doesn't usually happen either.
But it's okay. It's Secretariat, and it was so good, and it was a wonderful movie. So Glenn had the brilliant idea of giving us a revisit on the Belmont Stakes in 1973. So here it goes.
Greatest race call ever. Now, this is the original race call, and of course, this is 1973, so technology was not the greatest, but you'll hear it.
For this tremendous Belmont Stakes. Everybody's in line, and they're off. Looks like the early lead goes to My Gallant. Yes, My Gallant going for the lead with Twice the Prince on the outside. Secretariat away very well, has good position on the rail, and in fact is now going up with the leader. They're moving for the first turn. It is Secretariat. Sham on the outside is also moving along strongly, and now it's Sham. Sham and Secretariat are right together into the first turn. My Gallant has third behind them. Then it's Twice the Prince, and the trailer is Private Smiles as they go by the turn. Those two together, Sham on the outside. Sham getting ahead in front as they move around the turn with Secretariat second. Then there's a large gap. Make it 8 lengths back to My Gallant in third and Vice Prince fourth. And Private Smiles is still the trailer. They're on the backstretch. It's almost a match race now. Secretariat's on the inside, by ahead. Sham is on the outside. They've opened 10 lengths on My Gallant, who is third by ahead, with Vice Prince fourth. Then it's another 8 lengths back to Private Smiles, who is trailing the field. They continue down the backstretch, and that's Secretariat now taking the lead. He's got it by about a length and a half. Still Sham, 10 lengths back. My Gallant, Twice the Prince. They're moving on the turn now. For the turn at Secretariat. He looks like he's opening. The lead is increasing. Make it 3 and a half. He's moving into the turn. Secretariat holding on to a large lead. Sham is second, and then it's a long way back to My Gallant and Twice the Prince. They're on the turn. And Secretariat is blazing along. The first 3/4 of a mile in 109 and 4/5. Secretariat is widening now. He is moving like a tremendous machine. Secretariat by 12. Secretariat by 14 lengths on the turn. Sham is dropping back. It looks like they'll catch him today as My Gallant and Vice Prince are both coming up to him now. The Secretariat is all alone. He's out there almost a 16th of a mile away from the rest of the horses. Secretariat is in a position that seems impossible to catch. He's into the stretch. Secretariat leads his field by 18 lengths. And now Price of Prince is taken second, and My Gallant is moved right to third. They're in the stretch. Secretariat has opened a 22-length lead. He is going to be the Triple Crown winner. Here comes Secretariat to the wire. An unbelievable, an amazing performance. He hits the finish 25 lengths in front. It's going to be Price of Prince second, My Gallant third, Private Smiles fourth, and Sam, who had it today, dropped back to fifth. An amazing, unbelievable performance by this miracle horse. And look at Mrs. Whinney. She's having the time of her life. She and Lucian Lauren, who own this most magnificent animal, who has today run the most sensational Belmont Stakes in the history of this race.
Oh, are you kidding me? I watched the movie last night. 31 links he ended up with.
You know what I watched closely on this one? I wanted to see if you could actually tell whether Sham started fading, because Sham was right up there with Secretariat, although halfway through the race. Whether Sham started fading or Secretariat just kicked in another notch. And it was, Sham didn't fade. Secretariat just kicked in another notch. I mean,
well, I think that I heard that Sham actually sustained an injury and they kind of pulled him up a little bit at the end, but there was no slowing.
No.
Secretariat down. I mean, he still holds the track record. It was great. I had Lil Brooklyn with us too, and I was like, hey, okay, pause. Do you guys think that how much do you think he's gonna win by? And they were like, and I was like, I think he's gonna win by a neck. And Brooklyn was like, I think he's gonna win by a nose. And I was like, oh, hit play. It's like, the one thing, if you recall, I did an interview at Monty's place with the jockey named Lafitte Pinkai Jr. And Lafitte was the jockey on Sham. And I was trying to explain to the girls, like, when I interviewed Lafitte, I talked to him about the movie, and he said that because there's many times in the movie, 2 or 3 separate times, where Sham's jockey talks trash to Ronnie Turcotte. Like, you're going to fall off today, all this. And Lafitte was like, I never said any of that. He was like, we don't do that to each other. We're all just trying to survive,
especially riding horses like that. It's like,
yeah. So I did want to clear that up when I was watching it. I was like, by the way, he never said those things.
Didn't we interview Penny Chenery?
We had Penny Chenery on as well. Yeah.
We need to replay that interview.
We need to replay like the Penny Chenery and the Lafitte Pinkai Jr. And I think we also interviewed the guy who was the exercise rider on Secretariat in the movie. I mean, it's a very small part, but he's doing the exercise riding on Secretariat. So we've kind of covered a lot of the different parts of it, and then of course having Jocelyn Russell, who has done all the monuments about Secretariat. I just feel like Secretariat is just like
a
Secretariat episode. Put that in your best of bonnet that you have, your little folder, and we'll do that, because I think that would be really fun.
The Penny Chenery interview, believe it or not, was 12 years ago in 2013.
Oh,
now that was bad sound days,
wow.
so I'll have to see if I can clean it up. But yeah,
was it? I don't think it was.
Yeah, August 23rd, 2013. What an honor to have Penny Chenery, Secretariat's owner, and John Tweedy on the show for a preview of the documentary Penny in Red.
Gosh, that was so cool. All right. Well, you know what? There's many people that are sitting here going, why are they replaying Secretariat's race on February 21st? You know what? That's the kind of quality programming you get from the Horse Radio Network. Has literally nothing to do with anything going on in the entire world. We just happened to watch Secretariat last night. So there you go.
And
You're
you know
welcome.
what? I could play that race every day and not be bored with it. So it's one of the greatest calls ever, too. It was just perfect, the whole race.
And then we start watching Seabiscuit right after it. Now I was a puddle. Oh my God. I was like, and Lucas watched that one with us because I was like, it's historical.
It's still one of my favorite horse movies ever, I think. Those two are tied, in my opinion, for first.
So good.
Yeah.
So good. And then we started getting into because there's a lot of the Son of Man-O-War and Seabiscuit. And we started talking about Man-O-War, and they were like, Secretary, it's the greatest racehorse of all time. And I was like, wait a second, there's Man-O-War too. You got to know. And so I brought my Man-O-War book out, which is by, I think, Dorothy, and I laid it on Anna's bed. I'm like, just read this. And I was looking for I cannot find anywhere on Amazon the Walter Farley Man-O-War book, because that was my favorite book growing up as a kid. So if anybody has a Man-O-War Walter Farley book, I looked on Amazon and it was like $90. And I was like, what?
I wonder
I
eBay.
had all these books. eBay. All right. Well, if anybody has one, I'll pay for shipping. And we'll send it back to you. I just want Andrew to read it. I'm like, it's such a great book, even though it was fictionalized. It was just so good. So anyway, there you go. So yeah, we had discussion of Man-O-War. We had discussion of Seabiscuit, Secretariat. It's all racehorses all the time with this child.
You forget that the younger generation doesn't know any of these stories, and it's sad.
No. I know they don't know any of them. So I've got an entire shelf of like Steve Haskin books that he's written about race sources. So she's going to start making her way through them. I don't care about school. Study schmuddy. You got to read about real history.
That's right. With all the weather, they haven't been going to school anyway. So between weather and sickness, nobody's going to school. All right, let's do some Daily Whinneys.
Oh, God.
I only have one happy birthday, and it's to an auditor's husband. But it's a pretty special auditor because she's a legacy listener, which means she's listened since the beginning of Horse Radio Network. And I've met her husband many times, Jason Crabtree, who is a wonderful horse husband up there in Canada. And, of course, Rhonda Crabtree is his wife. And been on cruises, met with them when they've come to Florida. And they're terrific. So happy birthday to Jason.
I just want to tell you about something cool I'm doing, and I'm going to come back all inspired, and I'm going to be an actual auditor this weekend, like an auditor of a clinic. I am going to the Texas Rose Horse Park right after the show today and spend the weekend auditing a master class by Ingrid Klimke. She is going to do 2 full days. I've got the whole schedule. I mean, it's from like baby horses all the way up through the Grand Prix dressage, all the way up through the upper level eventing. I mean, she's
so she's doing both. Okay.
She's doing both, yeah, because she's a like top level international competitor in dressage and eventing. Because why wouldn't you be? So she is coming to do a clinic down in Texas. So I'm going to go audit it, and I'm super excited. Oh, yeah, Larissa and I are going. We're having a girls' weekend. We're staying in a hotel and going to go live it up, watching some awesome horsemanship and freezing to death. So it'll be fun.
That'll be great. I wonder how she is. Well, we'll find out. We'll find out how she is as a clinician, right?
Yeah. I'm always nervous to do clinics. So
but you're not riding, you're just auditing. So,
no, just auditing. Yeah, nothing to be worried about. I just get to go and watch other people probably get yelled at.
Yeah, that's right.
It'll be great.
So also, we had a lot of good comments on Wednesday's show when you were talking to the vet about your new horse.
Oh, really?
So are there any updates there?
Well, I mean, again, we haven't been able to do much because it's like freezing to death. It's currently like feels like 6 outside. I mean, it's just crazy. I think by Monday it's supposed to be nice, so I'll be able to do more. And I think I'm going to ride him. I think I'm going to do it because Anna hopped on him on Tuesday, and it was really interesting. It's so funny because little German girl, she's super tiny and she has only ridden English. And I put her on this quarter horse-ish type horse, bareback. And so she's riding around, and so we're in the round pen. And I was like, okay, just like ask him to go forward. We bellied him just to make sure, everything's safe. And she just hopped on him bareback because he's so fuzzy. And she's like, oh my God, he's so comfortable because he's as wide as a dang couch.
Right.
And so she's riding
a
around,
recliner.
and she's like, yeah. And she's in the dually halter riding him around with reins on it. And she's like, he won't turn. He doesn't turn. He doesn't turn. And I was like, Oh, yeah, no, he doesn't turn like that. Lay the rein on his neck. And she neck reined him and right around
Did
he
she
went.
giggle?
Oh, God, it was so funny because she had no idea. She's never neck reined a horse. I mean, why would she? She rides little English horses in Germany, and my horse is here. And so it was so fun to watch her learn how to neck rein. I was like, lay the rein over the neck, lay the rein. And then he's just like turns like he's been doing it obviously his whole life. So it was really interesting to see her kind of like have a light bulb moment of like, oh, there's other ways to drive. But here's the dilemma. Okay, I need y'all's help. So when he came to us, when we bought him, his name was Kyle. And I thought that was hilarious. And I loved it. And then Anna was like, and Lucas were like, we can't call him Kyle. And Ginger came up with the name Goose. So we've got Maverick and then Goose. And it makes a whole lot of sense. And so then Chad came home. And he's like, we're not calling it Goose because he's known a lot of fighter pilots with the name Goose. And one of them, the most recent one that we knew, we didn't like very much. So he's like, we can't name him Goose.
Kind of a lazy fighter pilot name. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But even though we have a Maverick, but Maverick that was his name. So anyway, so we named him Goose, and he was like, no, I want to call him Kyle. And I was like, that's cool because I think it's hilarious because my best friend Larissa, her husband's name is Kyle. And think of the joke overload when I call her and I'm like, I just rode Kyle. He's so sweaty. Like it's so many jokes. And then Chad was like, okay, it can't be Kyle.
On second thought.
Never mind. He's like, you ruined that for me. So I ruined it. I didn't know. So now we have this horse that has no name. And
so we have a maybe 40-year-old quarter horse who neck reins, and we need a name for.
We need a name. He is a dun. He is he has a line on his back, and he's got some barring on his shoulders. So he's kind of a red dun, and he has
the sweetest face ever. He's so sweet.
He's so sweet. I mean, he's a little like, what are you going to do? Oh, you have food? Okay, cool. Like he's the first one up. He's really, really taken to the life of having a blanket on and getting food in a box every day and having some attention. Once we cut all the burrs out of his mane and I handpicked all the burrs out of his tail gun. It was a lot.
That's the worst job in the world.
Man, and I was like, what do we do? I'm like, cut it out of his mane. She was like, do I cut it out of his tail?
Did you have to buy a case of Shoshine to get it out?
I got that cowboy magic stuff, and like put in my hands. It was so cold. And I'm like drenching his tail in cowboy magic and the goose stuff, and then I was able to pick most all of them out. I think there might be one or two left in there because my hands were numb. But yeah, so we cut all the burrs out of his mane, picked all the burrs out of his tail. And now he's shiny and he's been wearing a blanket and he's super comfy and he's the sweetest guy in the barn and he doesn't have a name. So it needs to. I love like naming old horses, giving them old people names. But we have a list and we're trying to figure it out. So if anybody has
names that aren't used anymore, like my dad's name, Eugene. Nobody's ever been named Eugene in the last 50 years. So
you know what? My brother's middle name is Eugene because it was my dad's.
There
name.
You go. Yeah, I know. It's just, but Eugene, you and I both. I mean, that's the last I've heard of it.
Yeah, I want to old like it's like having a basset hound. You have to give them like an old person name, like Homer.
We did. Homer was my dad's middle name.
Oh, shut up.
Eugene Homer Hebert.
Name was Eugene Homer?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, that's fantastic. My dad's name is Melton Eugene.
There's two old names you need to get. Milton. Oh, Milton's
Melton,
great.
Melton.
Yeah, but Milton, Milton, is a great name for an old horse.
He hates that name. You call him Melton, he will lose his mind. I do it just to make him mad.
We didn't name it after you. It's spelled different.
Listen, Melton. And they'd be like, what did you say?
And everything you've always wanted to say to your dad, now you could say to the horse.
I can just say it to the horse. Oh, my God. Wow.
Yeah.
That could be very therapeutic.
Yeah, I know. Look, we always said horses are therapy. You got to think that way. So there you go.
Oh, my God. That's great. Okay. Well, that's on the list. That's on the list.
All right, we need other old names that haven't been old guy names that haven't been named that in about 80 years. So.
Yeah, well, Lucas is like, I want to call him Percy. And I'm like, Percy? She's like, Percy Jackson. And then Anna's coming up with those Harry Potter names. We need to call him Weasley. And I'm like, look, I know y'all are reading Percy. Yeah, trust me. Albus was brought up.
Albus was brought up.
I was like, you guys, this is not a magician. This is an old man. Think old man. he's like 127.
You need to go back to the Lord of the Rings, because they had a lot of those names too in Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, but like those, they're all hard to pronounce.
That's true.
Like we came up with a bunch of names
syllables.
and
it's like,
yeah, and there's no short. Like we call Maverick Mav. You know, it needs to be something that's easy to shorten or be short. I did set up an appointment for him next Thursday, so he's going to go and we're going to take all of what I learned on Wednesday for him and take it to the vet and just be like, here. So it's so funny to set the vet appointment. They're like, okay, well, tell us what's going on. And I was like, I don't know.
I'll bring in the list. Like when you bring your car into the garage with the list.
Yeah, it goes like boom, boom, boom. No, I was like, he's a horse. I was like, I bought him on Craigslist this weekend and he hasn't seen a vet in 20 years. And she was like, oh, okay. Well, let's get him in the computer. How old is he? I don't know. Okay, well, what breed is he? I don't know. Okay, what's his name? I don't know. So we have to have a name by next Thursday so they can put him in the computer.
There you go.
But it's all part of the fun.
Well, we're going to head off to Kentucky Performance Products, which I'm sure you're using some of those products to help this new guy too.
Yes.
But then right after that, I did an interview yesterday with one of our auditors, Richard Alvey. He's the one that organizes the HRN Virtual Tevis Team every year, and he's going to explain that and how you can get involved. I know Jennifer's going to do it with her new horse this year. So take a listen to this.
He was her first love, the one that started it all. He taught her how to master the posting trot and navigate her first hunter course. They spent hours together exploring the trails and hanging out in the barn. His name was doodled on every page in her school notebook. His coat gleamed in the sun as he met her at the gate each day, snuffling for a treat. From the first time she saw him poking his head out of the stall to the last time she patted him goodbye, he was, and always will be, her everything. This love story is brought to you by Nalox Advanced, providing complete support for a healthy digestive tract, which reduces the risk of colic and digestive upset. The horse that matters to you matters to Kentucky Performance Products. Call 859-873-2974 or visit kppusa.com to order today.
Well, I have Auditor Richard on with me, and he's here to talk about another year of a Tevis virtual competition. Now, Richard, kind of explain what this is.
Okay. They started doing a virtual Tevis ride for everybody back during COVID when they couldn't do it. And so basically, they allow you to do 100 miles in 100 days. So this year, registration starts around March 19th, and then the actual virtual Tevis starts April 2nd. So you'll have 100 days from April 2nd to get in your 100 miles, and the virtual Tevis ends on the same day that the actual Tevis ends.
So that's in August, if I remember right?
Correct.
Okay. So what happens if we got this question today, I noticed on a page, if you make it 90 miles, do your miles count toward the team, or do you have to make it the whole 100?
I think the 90 still counts toward the team.
Okay. Because
I know for a while last year we were hanging around fourth. We ended up in 8th place.
Okay.
But still for having 15 auditors or 15 HRN listeners, I think they're all auditors last year. But for having 15 people, that was good because we were in the top 10.
Wow, that's great. And it was the first year you had done this, right, as a group?
Yeah, this was the first year because it was like I had done it the year before. I think last year was my second year to do it, and either my second or third, I don't remember. but it just dawned on me as like, hey, see if I can get a bunch of auditors together and go do this as a group.
And it doesn't matter what kind of riding you do. It doesn't matter how far you go each day. How do you track it?
Usually I use Equilab to track my mileage, but then I've been using that ever since I was able to start riding my Arabian, because I wanted to keep a track of how many miles I've ridden her. So every time I get on her to ride, I start it and track it. So I was already using that one, but you can use any tracking program that you want to.
I know I know Karen Chatton uses Ride with GPS, and that's what I use. But there's, as you said, there's a lot of them out there. Do you have to prove it, or is it on an honor system?
It's all on the honor system. Okay. When you join up, you'll be sent a page to track all of your mileage. You don't have to put it in every day. You can just say you could ride 5 times that week, and say on Sunday, go in and enter all 5 miles then. And then that keeps a track of how many miles you've put in. And the neat thing about that is, as you put your mileage in, when you hit certain mileage points, they will tell you on the Tevis Trail where you're at.
Okay.
So when you hit Cougar Rock, when you hit Swinging Bridge and the water crossing and all of that.
Oh, that's cool.
And you'll have a little thing on your page that'll show you where you are on the map.
So you don't have to do virtual vet checks then?
No.
You don't need to have the vet out every month to check on your horse. That's funny. Can people? No, we have a bunch of drivers. Could they drive? I guess it wouldn't matter, would it?
No, you can drive. You can walk. You can ride. When you sign up for the virtual Tevis, I forget. I think it's around $65, but part of that goes to help keep the Tevis Trail itself in good working order.
It's a donation to the group. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. So let's review. When does it start again?
Okay. Registration starts March 19th.
Okay.
The riding part of the Tevis, where you can start counting your mileage, starts April 2nd.
And this is open. I want to clarify. It's not open just to auditors, but it's open to any HRN listeners can be part of the HRN team. And you guys have a Facebook group set up for that, and it's called HRN Virtual Tevis 2025. So people can go join that. And that's where you'll have all the information and make sure that you get them the registration information and all of that, right?
Right. I've already got a page set up for where they can link to the page that is for the virtual Tevis itself.
And do you have people interested this year? You have some interest?
I think we've already got 3 or 4 that said they were ready to do it again this year.
Oh, good. Good. I know you guys had fun with it last year, and we had you on for updates. And who was it? Stacy Westfall's team that won last year?
Of course.
Yeah, of course. I mean, she probably has 100 people on her team.
Yeah, there were 100 some odd people on her team, and it's like, but hey, we weren't that far behind her, so.
Well, I got to get Jennifer to join with her new horse. I got to get that accomplished.
Yeah.
She should. Why not? All right, cool. Yeah. Well, Richard, thank you for putting this together again. It's the HRN Virtual Tevis 2024. The nice part is you can do it at home. It allows you to be part of a group. It gives you a reason to ride on those days. I would think that this is most important for those days that you wouldn't normally ride because of whatever. You're just not feeling it. You might go out and do it because you need the miles. And so it might force you to do it on days you don't want to. And you'll just get more time in the saddle, right?
Yep. And if you're on Equilab, add me as a friend. We even have an Equilab group that everybody who is using that could be in that and cheer each other on, other than the Facebook page.
All right. Very good, Richard. Thanks. I appreciate it.
Okay. Well, thank you, and let's get out there and ride.
It's time to think about spring vaccinations. Spring is right around the corner, y'all. Every horse deserves protection against common risk-based and core equine diseases, and you can offer the protection that they need. Healthy as a Horse starts with spring vaccinations. with trusted vaccines available at valleyvet.com. Vaccines are shipped overnight in insulated packages and can be administered from home. Founded by veterinarians in 1985, Valley Vet simplifies the shopping experience for busy owners who don't have the time to place multiple orders or wait for a slow shipping. Simplify your shopping experience. Enjoy fast, same-day shipping at valleyvet.com, your one-stop shop for vaccines, dewormers, prescription medications, tack, barn supplies, and so much more. Enjoy fast and free shipping on most orders today at valleyvet.com.
I think Jennifer got her package yesterday because we started a little earlier here. So,
oh, that's true.
Yeah, she got a box yesterday that said fragile and, this side up and all that stuff. And I was like, is this vaccines? And she said, yep. So there we got our box yesterday.
I usually just order like the 10 dose of the vaccine that I give in the spring. And then it comes in this tiny little like wrapped up box with ice packs in it and stuff. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yep.
It's the way to do it.
Well, I had a chance yesterday to record this interview with author Linda Drattell, and Linda is deaf. And we had to use Zoom with live captioning to do the interview, which means there was a pause after I would talk and she would read it and then answer, and she was great. I was able to really tighten it up, so you'll probably not even know. I'm mentioning it because it's not quite as smooth as usual, and that's why. But she was a fun guest, and she did something life-changing that I've never heard of before, and you're going to hear that now. Well, some of you may remember from Poop Week last year, we had somebody on who read some poems about poop. And that was from the book, The Lighter Side of Horse Manure by Linda Drattell. And Linda is with us today. Linda is an award-winning poet, a writer from Northern California. Her poetry and short stories have appeared in both online publications and anthologies, and obviously books about poop. So, hi, Linda.
Hi there.
It's so good to have you on today. So where are you located? Are you in California now?
First of all, thank you so much for having me here today. I'm located in Northern California in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I spend half my time in Barcelona, Spain.
Oh, that's not too shabby.
Yeah.
Why Spain?
Well, you're going to laugh, but we actually asked AI where we should live after retirement.
Really?
And we gave it a list of 5 criteria, and it came back with 5 different cities, and one of them was Barcelona. And since I like hills, we chose that.
Was AI right?
Oh, my God, yes. It's lovely. The people are friendly. There are hills. There's the pool. There's the beach. I mean, it's got a lot of things going for it.
Horses?
Oh, my. I'm 10 minutes from the Royal Polo Club.
Oh, wow.
It's lovely.
That's fantastic. I can't believe you did. That's the first person that I ever talked to that retired thanks to AI. I love that. I love that. So were you always a horse girl?
Yes. Ever since I was 8 years old, my mother kicked herself for bringing me to my first horse lesson, and I fell in love. And since then, I've been riding horses, took lessons through the horse club in school, and then found every possible way to find riding classes and use my allowance on the weekend. And then I volunteered actually at a place that raised trotters. And this was on Long Island. And they taught me how to train them. And so I went ahead and did that whatever I could. I wanted to work more with horses. And so I found a horse rescue farm. And then one day they said to me, Linda, time has come. You're going to adopt one of these. And so I adopted one of the horses. And it was a horse off the track who loved me until she got better. She healed, and then she said, forget you. I've got my own ideas about what I want to do. So I traded her for another horse off the track. And then I decided, that's it. I've had it with horses off the track. Then I found my horse Vegas, who I've written all these poems about. And it was love at first sight. We just hit it off. And he was my buddy for 29 years, 5 years old.
What type was Vegas?
Vegas was an appendix quarter horse.
Okay.
And his previous owner was terrified of him. He bit everybody in the barn. He was 5. He was nasty. And then I don't know what happened. He just turned and looked at me. and we fell in love, and that was it. He stopped biting, he got along, and the vet said, I got to see this. And he ran over and he saw Vegas and I were just two of a kind. We got along great. We went on trail rides. And this horse that was so mean, I would have my little girl on top of him and trusted him with her. He was fantastic.
Boy, he just hadn't found his person yet.
Yeah, exactly. And he took really good care of me. Like one time I rode him bareback, and we got back to the barn and something bit him and he shifted his weight suddenly and I fell off. And I felt like I broke something, but it was a bone bruise. But still, I couldn't get up. So I just called to him and he lowered his head and I put my arm over his neck and he helped me shuffle back to the barn, over to the phone, and then he walked over to his stall while I dialed 911 and laid down, and he just waited. It was amazing.
Wow. That is amazing. That is amazing. Usually they take off and leave you there.
I know. No, he always stayed by me. And then there was the time we got lost on the trail. And this is California, and it's desert, and there was no water, and it was really hot. And we found some cows. And we said, okay, let's ask the cows. We talk to each other all the time. And we agreed we would ask the cows where to go. And cows took us and showed us where the water was. It was wonderful. And then we agreed to help each other find our way back, and we did.
Well, you did this book. It's called The Lighter Side of Horse Manure, and we have shared some of the poems here on the show in the past. Is poetry a dying thing, or is it making a comeback? What?
Oh, no, it's definitely making a comeback. First, because people, maybe it's because of social media or video games. I'm not quite sure, but people's attention span is much less. I know mine is much less.
Right.
So I like to get in and get out really fast. And you just like to see the idea, like to get a sense of what's going on and then go on to something else. So poetry enables you to do that. It enables you to play with words on a page. As a writer, it enables you to cope with very difficult situations and to express yourself in a lot of different ways. So I have found it very cathartic dealing with difficult situations. This book is very funny, and it was my dealing with him aging and having a very difficult time. But I have another book called Remember This Day, and that's a very serious book. And that also has horse poems and goat poems, because I also owned 4 goats. And it was about the more difficult side of life. And so I dealt with it that way, too.
It's interesting that you're able to do both. You're able to do the serious and the humor, because not everybody is. So there is one poem. There's a lot of poems in here that I absolutely love, because we're a comedy show here. So I mean, I loved a lot of these, but the one that's pretty short too, I want you to read. It's called "Love Does Have Boundaries." Would you read that one for us?
Sure, no problem. And I do have to say, each of these poems is a true story. So I remember that day very well. This is called "Love Does Have Boundaries." My horse has lost his allure. He's rolled in cow manure. It's all over his mane, which is twisted again, his version of haute couture. I stay away from his front, which sadly is gross to be blunt. He nuzzles my face. I cry personal space. He then passes gas with a grunt.
It's so true. I love that one. There's one I'll do a little later in the show. Maybe I'll close the show out with A Horse's Guide to the Seasons of the Year, because that is so perfect.
Okay.
I'll close the show out with that one. So this is a book. It's all poems. It's called The Lighter Side of Horse Manure, and it's all about horses, right? I mean, pretty much. Well, there's a couple others in here that aren't horses in the book, too.
For example, there's one called The Compliment, and it's about a woman who's told by a man that from the rear she looks like a horse. And that is also a true story. That's a friend of mine who came and told me she was so upset because a man told her that. But in reality, she had this gorgeous mane of hair. And so he was paying her a compliment. So I wrote the poem and gave it to her and then got it published in this book.
There's another one. My wife is in a constant battle with the squirrels eating the bird feed. She has bird feeders set up, and the squirrels are always at them. There's one called Squirrel Amnesia that I really liked. That was a good one, too. She's always fighting the squirrels. Well, this is fantastic. It's a great little book, and it would make a great birthday gift or Christmas gift, a stocking stuffer, and it's available everywhere, right? Where do people buy it?
You buy it, the easiest is to buy it on Amazon, but you can also buy it through Barnes & Noble, online.com, and you can also buy it through the publisher at finishinglinepress.com, through their bookstore. And you can also... I'm in favor of supporting local bookstores. You can go to any local bookstore and ask them to order it as well.
Very good. Is there another Manure book in the works? Or are you done talking about poop?
I don't know about that. I guess at some point I will have to come up with something. That would be a lot of fun.
Well, thank you for joining us. I really appreciate it.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
And everybody, it's the lighter side of horse manure. I'll put links to it in our show notes. All right, Jamie. So the beginning of that interview, when she talked about using AI to find a place to retire, and she said, I gave it 5 criteria and it spit out Spain. What if you gave criteria, what do you think AI would spit out for you?
Well, I don't even need criteria. I would just say Spain.
You would too? I mean, Ashley said that they already have a plan. They're going to move there after he retires. They're moving to Spain.
Or Italy. God, the food is so good. Oh, my God.
Even for vegetarians, the food's good in Italy. Yeah.
Yes, I would be 900 pounds. They'd be like putting me on the show, like my 600-pound life. That would be me.
So is food better in Italy or Spain for vegetarian?
You know what? I've been to both. And in Italy, it is my favorite. My favorite food is a concoction of 3 ingredients: bread, cheese, and tomatoes, and you can get that anywhere there, and it's amazing.
And pasta, now, right? Yeah.
Well, it's bread. So bread, cheese, and tomatoes.
Oh, you consider that bread?
Form. Yeah, it's a bread. It's a carb. So then, if you go to Spain, my other 2 favorite things are gazpacho, which every place serves that. It's like a cold Spanish soup. And what is it called when you mix the wine with the fruit? That stuff. Yeah, that. Totally. So I would do just fine either place. Probably more options in Italy, but I don't know. Spain's amazing. I can't wait to go back.
Probably Germany you wouldn't do as well.
No. And, we've been talking about where to go on vacation. I'm trying to figure it out. And it's like, Germany! Like, I will go to Germany and visit you someday.
Yeah, why don't you wait till she goes home and then go over and visit her? That would be...
Yeah, I'm like, why don't we let you be home for a minute before you go? Make you miss us.
Yeah, that's right. See if you want us to come visit you. Well, yeah, I don't know what mine would pick. I'll have to do it sometime, but I have to figure out what my 5 criteria are.
I was going to say, what would your criteria be?
Well, that's it. I don't know. I'd have to really think about that. I guess this lady did it and bought a place and loves it. I mean, that's a lot of... She didn't say which AI. I should have asked her that. Because it might matter which one.
My criteria would be food, horses... Yeah, that's all I got. I guess Chad would want to add in golf, I guess.
Yeah, Chad would have to add in golf. Airports, because, he'll have a plane then.
No, he won't. Go ahead.
I don't know. I'll have to think about my criteria and do it. And I'll report back after Jennifer and I come up with our 5. We'll see what AI says. But yeah, I've never heard that. Just blew me away when she said that. All right, we're going to hear from one of our other sponsors, and then we're going to come back with some really bad ads for this month.
You can enjoy your favorite equine videos all in one place with Ride TV, the ultimate equine streaming platform. The newly relaunched Ride TV has all the series you love, like Rockstar Vets and Mini Horses, plus top-tier training videos and event footage from BarrelRacing.com and Horse and Rider On Demand. Whether you're ready to relax with your favorite series, binge watch competition footage, or train with a world champion, subscribe to Ride TV today for only $19.99 to see where your ride takes you. Visit ridetvgo.tv to subscribe.
If you ain't met one by now, you're bound to sooner or later. He says one thing and he means another, but hey, he can't help it. He's a horse trader. Horse trading. Well, it's a laissez-faire. Let the buyer beware. Horse trading. They tell a low-down lie with a sincere stare. Horse trading. Well, if they're talking in circles and the deal ain't square, he's a master in the fine art of persuading. Horse trading.
That's right. It's time for Really Bad Ads, that time of the week when listeners submit ads either from Craigslist or Facebook or someplace like that, and we have a little bit of fun with them. We don't have time always to get to everybody's ads, and we had a couple that we aren't going to get to today. We apologize, Amanda and Caitlin. We got your ads, but we just don't have time to get to them all today. And you have the first one up.
Yes, and this one was sent in by Kim and Brooke and Holly. And one of them sent this and said, I redacted the really not family friendly part. I think that was, I don't know who that was. One of them. Oh, maybe that was Jen, actually.
She didn't want us to read it.
Apparently the three of y'all sent dirty ads in and Jen had to edit it. Okay.
Because she knew we'd read it. And she was like, no, we're not getting in trouble for this.
Yeah. Got to keep that clean rating. So this comes from the Facebook page, Rope Horse, Ranch Horses, and ... I can't see the rest of it. Okay, here we go. It's a long one. Honest post time, y'all. Eyeball emojis. Don't ask me a million questions because I probably won't reply. There's plenty of info posted to decide if you want this sandy colored gal. 6-year-old grade mare, stands 13.3. Pros: saddle's real nice, easy to catch, and lunges like a dream. 100% sound with clean legs. Cons: I ain't gonna call this one a bronc cause she don't buck enough to spill your beer. Beer emoji. But she sure tries her best, and warming her up ain't stopped her from doing it yet. Went to brush her butt/flank area, and I almost got my head kicked off. And then there's several lines that Jen has blacked out. Then she may ride or she may not. She's project price and she's as cheap as she's going to get. We don't have time to deal with anything ill-mannered, and she was brought to us by a client to help get her sold. She was supposed to be a good trail horse that he got sometime last year, fed her up, and she was too high-strung for him to want to ride her. Now, all caps, they're yelling at me now. What you see is what you get. No riding videos. You're buying her as she is, and I don't care. By the way, there's a lot of misspellings. Yes. You're buying her as she is, and I don't care if you don't want her for what she's priced at, and I can guarantee she will sell for what she's posted, so don't waste my time complaining about a horse you ain't gonna buy. 1,500, price is firm. That whole thing, the whole end of it was one sentence.
This guy's not going to put up with any crap. He wants his horse gone. He's selling it for a friend. He's probably not getting a commission, and he doesn't care. So just
don't
buy
care.
The horse. I got a picture of it right here. What, is that a dun? Is that a dun colored?
I think it's a Palomino.
Palomino?
It's like a dirty, sooty Palomino
and the
thing.
Saddle's as dirty as the horse right there. So
bless its heart.
Savannah sent this one in Arkansas. Downsizing my nags Facebook page.
Oh, how awful is that? I need to be
Only in Arkansas could they get away with that. Cochise is a 7-year-old grade Appaloosa gelding. There's a lot of geldings in the South, we've determined.
Gilding.
Yeah,
geldings.
A lot of geldings. He has the color you're looking for. This horse needs an experienced rider. There you go.
Yeah.
Downsizing the nag right there.
If there's anything we learned about the color study, this is one of those colors that's going to hurt you.
Yes, it's going to hurt you. Well, he pretty much admitted that. So.
Yeah, exactly. Faye sent this one in. This is from the Southeast Georgia Horse and Tack Facebook page.
We get a lot from this particular Facebook page, surprisingly. Or not
You know
surprisingly.
why? You know why?
Why?
Because it's Southeast Georgia. Okay. Them's the sticks. Saddle, by the way, I can make fun of Georgia because I'm from there.
This is the area we drive through when we go to Aiken because we take the back roads through Georgia. And we drive through this area.
Oh, yeah. And this is the Southeast Georgia Horse and Tack Facebook page. And it says saddlebred mare papered, but with the old owner. So they never got the papers. 3 years old, sweet and sassy. She ain't been trained, but we throw a saddle on and ride her at least once a week. Not for beginners, though. No. 2,500 or best offer, need gone ASAP with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bright red exclamation points. By God, she needs to be gone.
I see a theme going through today's ads already. The theme has started. It really should say saddlebred mare, papered but with the old owner, and you won't get them. That's really what it
you ain't
should
gonna get
you
these
ain't gonna
papers.
Get them. Amy sent this one in. That's a new Amy name. I don't think I've seen before. OTTB Market. This is JC Bobby Lowe's Ghost, a.k.a. Ricky, as in Ricky Bobby, because he is not now, nor has he ever been, on fire. Ricky is slow, so slow that he doesn't have a published work. So slow that his walk video, he heard his trainer say, "Ho back," and stopped before the handler stopped him. So slow that he took 2 days to get the photos of him because he is always lying down napping. Easy keeper, check. Clean legs, check. Sweet to handle, check. Cutest little snip to boop, 14 checks. Ricky has just come off the track, and we haven't restarted him yet. But it's looking like it'll be a pretty uneventful project. 2021 bay gelding by Ghost Zapper out of a quality road mare. He was $170,000 yearling, oozes class, but just has no desire to be a racehorse. There's $170,000 out the window. 16.0 should grow another inch or so. Up for sure, out most definitely. Lexington, Kentucky. Low to mid 4s. No vices, no injuries, up to date, and ready to walk slowly into your stall.
He's so pretty.
He
my
pretty.
God.
He would make a great husband horse right here. He's slow.
Yeah.
Perfect.
No kidding. The next one comes in from Jolene. It's the Really Bad Ad. Oh my gosh. It's the trailer of the week. And do you see where it is housed, Glenn?
It's a first ever for us, ever.
It's in a garage.
It's in a building.
Garage kept. You would think that for a garage kept trailer, it would look better than it does.
No. But you know what? You can see the tires. It has a jack. It's got 2 things going more than most of our regular. Now, it doesn't have really a body. That's a problem. But
well, I mean, that whole giant, looks like it got cut in half and they just popped the top back on it. Just sitting there.
With some Bondo.
With some Bondo. Yeah. All right. 2-place horse trailer. I've never heard a 2-horse trailer be called a 2-place horse trailer. Because there's 2 places in it, Glenn. 2-place horse trailer project, no title. And this is in Buda, Texas. This is a project I bought, but haven't had the time or money to work on. Oh, God, it's all one set. I hate you for giving these to me.
I wasn't going to do them today. I can barely breathe.
I bought, but haven't had the time or money to work on it, and I don't have room to store it anymore, and it needs some framework where it rusted, and the tongue is no secure. The very front storage section floor pan is rusted out through, which caused the front of the trailer to collapse on itself. Oh, that's what happened. It's collapsing on itself. It could be a really nice trailer if you have time to do the repairs. Need gone asking $200. Well, the price is right, but the trailer is a disaster. Disaster. It's literally buckling in on itself. That makes a lot more sense than what I was seeing.
And I looked up Buda as our geography lesson of the day, which we like to do during Really Bad Ads, and it is below Austin, and it's a population of 16,000. So it's just what you would imagine Buda to be. It's right there.
Huge. Oh, my gosh. We need this next one.
Wow, that's a big horse. Tegan sent this one in, and Jennifer has a message for Tegan. Sorry this took so long. Your email went to my spam folder. So we finally have it. Here we go. I don't know where it's from. Bess, 20-ish Belgian mare. Not pretty. Chock full of scars. Floppy lips. Drool when she eats. And her ears like those little plastic pinwheels you used to get at the county fair. They go whichever way the wind is blowing. It's weird, but that's Bess for you. She needs a place where she can have a warm slop 3 times a day and not be expected to do more than just that. eat. If you contact me about Bess, be prepared to be grilled like a new sous chef at Gordon Ramsay's kitchen.
Oh, bless her heart. She is a ginormous Belgian Maret that is just skin and bones, but it looks like they're trying to do the right thing.
She has to be 18 and a half hands. I mean, she's enormous.
A ginormous Belgian mare.
I want Bess.
No, that's what I'm saying. You're gonna want this one. Oh. All right. Well,
Bess would eat about 2 bales a day.
Oh God, starting out. Paige sent this one in, and this is from the Kid Safe, Husband Safe Horse Facebook page.
Really?
I
wonder where that's at.
God bless. There's a Facebook page for everything.
Look that one up.
Oh, the horse is in Jacksonville, Florida. So this could be yours, Glenn. Okay. 12. This is in Laramie. Oh, wait. The horse's name is Laramie. 12 Yo paint gelding stands 15.3. Lots of emojis of like explosions and suns and stars and all sorts of stuff. Fire emoji. Laramie is downright gorgeous. He is an absolute treasure. Then why are you selling him? He was previously used in 4-H and has been pasture ridden. Laramie is kind, consistent, and honest. He is kid safe. She rides up the alley quite ready to work. He runs poles as well, making him the perfect mount for a high school rodeo girl.
What?
This is terrible.
Is the horse a boy or a girl, or are we talking about the daughter? I've lost track.
I've lost track too, and I'm reading it. I'm staring at it.
And what color is it, Jamie?
Oh, the color none of us want. That's right.
The
He's
most
black
least
and white.
desirable color according to our poll.
He is sound good to be around and is great ground mannered. Laramie is great colored and has been better confirmation. Fire emoji. Good home is a must. PM me. Located in Jacksonville, Florida. I have a PM for you. What the hell are you talking about?
Is it a boy or a girl? I'm lost.
I'm lost. That was, you know what? She understood the assignment. Way to go, Paige. That's a very bad ad.
I got to tell you.
I'm learning all sorts of new Facebook pages
I just looked up Kid Safe - Husband Safe Horses. And there's about 85 groups, pages, private pages for Kid Safe, Husband Safe horses. Here's Florida. Here's Horses and Ponies. Here is New England. Here is Broke and Kid Safe Horses. Here is Kid Safe, Husband Safe Horses, Safe Horses. Here is Kid Safe Horses under $1,000. Here is Kid Safe Husband Quality Horses in surrounding states. Now, which surrounding states? I don't know because they didn't say. Here is Safe Horse Community. There is 3,000 members of the Safe Horse Community. Here's Trail Horses, Kid Safe, and Family Horses.
Oh, my God.
Look at all of these. Here's Kids and Safe Husband Horses Australia. Apparently, apparently we need them down there too. There's 1,000 groups. Oh my God.
I'm going to join that rope horse, ranch horse one just for fun. What was that one? I'm scrolling up.
I cannot believe how many groups there are. Kid Safe Horses in Canada.
You need to join Southeast Georgia Horse and Tack, Glenn.
I should. There's probably some great ads in there. How about this group? Past owners looking for horses or current owners looking for past owners.
What?
I know. Think about that one. Oh my God. We just need to do a segment every month on bizarre Facebook groups.
Yeah, write that down. Put that in the list. That's crazy because I just looked up the you know how I could see rope horse, ranch horse, and then it was cut off on the other Facebook page.
Mm-hmm.
So the actual page, I searched it. It's rope horse, ranch horse, and prospects. So we got some really good ones, or you could die.
Okay, so this one's kind of general, and I wonder where it actually is because it's adorable horses for adoption and rehoming near me under $1,500. Well, where are you?
Where are you?
Yeah,
are you kidding me?
Look at all of these. We need a segment. We'll get listeners to send us the bizarre ones they find.
Yeah,
because some of these we could just do horses and have a whole year's worth of content. Wow.
All right, what was next? Whose ad's next?
Oh, here's Appaloosa horse owners and seekers of kid-safe and beginner horses. That's very specific. That's very specific.
But only Appaloosa ones. How many members are there on that page? 7?
It's 3,000. Here's one. They're never ending. Bomb-proof broke, kid-safe, and gentle Minnesota horses. There's only 17 members.
God.
Sorry, Minnesota.
There ain't a lot of those horses up there.
No, there's only 17 horses in Minnesota that are kid safe. All right, let's continue. The last one. Andrew sent this one in. This one, I don't know where it is. This is probably Craigslist, actually. I need Scarlett gone as soon as possible. There's a lot of yelling in this, which I'm going to have a tough time doing with my cold, but I'll try. I need Scarlett gone as soon as possible. Exclamation point, exclamation point. Looking for a forever home. This is Scarlett. She is a 4-year-old quarter horse with Arabian. She's 14.2 hands tall. Scarlett lunges, ties, loads nice, and leads nice. She is very green-broke and needs a high-end experienced person. She is not for beginners, which is spelled completely wrong. As she is a project horse, Scarlett does not need a lot of training. Okay, there's a lot of mixed messages in the yelling there. The yelling says she needs an experienced person but does not need a lot of training. Aren't they the exact opposite?
I'm so confused.
Scarlett
Poor
does
Scarlett.
use a hackamore. I have started her slowly under saddle. The girl I bought Scarlett from said she is broke to ride, but I wouldn't know because I haven't been on her.
Oh my, what? The girl I bought Scarlett. I'm so confused. I feel like Scarlett is a human, but then not a human and then a horse. I've never heard somebody say that they started them slowly under the saddle. You skip the D because it's so hard to read.
Okay.
Oh my God.
We did have a trend like we always do in the ads today, and they just suck. It's just bad ads today.
Well, you know what I noticed is everybody needs it gone ASAP.
Yes.
Almost every ad said need gone ASAP.
We had a record number of exclamation points today.
lots of useful emojis. Let's see. I got to pull up horse on the Facebook, the Craigslist page here in Oklahoma and see if I can. Oh, I saw this horse when I was looking at the horse that I found, and it is you're going to love this. Okay. So let me see if I can find the ad. It is a black Andalusian, absolutely stunning. And it says it's in Oklahoma City. I am offering a beautiful Andalusian gelding, Valiente. He blah, blah, blah. All of these things. He impresses with his elegant appearance, but also his friendly nature and willingness to learn. And there's 60 pictures of this horse like doing Spanish walk and all this. And he is for sale in Oklahoma City for $8,000. Yet I'm looking at all the pictures, and these pictures are not in Oklahoma City. Like, I'm looking at this picture and you can see the olive trees behind this big, black, beautiful, what can be said as a stallion, because I'm looking at his testicles right now. You guys, who falls for this? Please tell me nobody fell for this. Like, I looked at it, I was like, that's written with AI. And those photos are actually in Spain, not in Oklahoma City. But I guess this happens. Like, people fall for it. Ugh. Hey, he is a reliable and charming companion who will bring you joy and balance. Okay. He could be just the right one for you. Yeah. And then text Dwayne in Oklahoma City in Spain.
Yeah.
God.
A little scam going on in that one.
Oh,
A little bit. Don't fall for the scams, people. Don't
Right.
fall for the scams. That's our job, and then we'll let you know. All right, that's it for our show today. Have a great weekend, everybody. Hope it warms up and you actually get to ride a little bit somewhere in this country. And Jamie, you have fun at your clinic this weekend. Looking forward to hearing about that on Monday.
thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited.
And then auditors, hang on, because I have a special treat, and we're going to learn how crazy you all are in the post show.
Spay,